that. So we're going to move right along to another widget that we've worked on. And our presenter for that is going to be Joandy Mercedes. So Joandy's pretty cool too. He joined us in the fall of last year. He's been pretty cool. He's all right. But we're going to introduce him now. And Joandy, take it away. I'll go ahead and share my screen real quick. You got this, bro.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Hello, my name is Joandy Mercedes. I am 12 years old. I live in the Bronx and I attend Harlem Village Academies. I'll be presenting Sneakers today, who is a chatbot with attitude. The technologies we use on this widget was JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. We also got to push our projects up on GitHub. JavaScript is a main language that was used to bring Sneakers to life. Think of it like Siri or Google Assistant, where they coded it so that it would say something particular depending on what you would say to it first. Sneakers uses the same concept, but not nearly as intelligent because they have hundreds of thousands of responses. So in Sneakers code base, we use a lot of variables to be able to capture specific data and HTML elements. And when I say HTML, I mean the stuff that you usually see on the page, which would be like the words, images, and the overall structure and design. Okay, so now to look at the code, we will go to line 107, which is what you guys are about to see, where it says let input equals document.getElement by ID, user input.
Uh-oh, Joandy, we can't hear you anymore. Nope, try it again. I think you may have knocked out your headphones.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You sound great. Keep going.
So on line 106, we're gonna see let input equals document.getElement by ID, user input. That is basically grabbing what you put into the computer and renaming it as input so you can use it later. So then we go to line 121 where it says let message equals input.value. Basically what that does is that it's taking the value of whatever you put into the computer and renaming it as message so we can use it on later on in the code. So message is gonna be a word that's gonna be thrown around a lot later on.
Hey Joandy, make sure you keep your microphone close to your mouth, okay?
Okay.
You're doing great. Right. Keep going.
So now we're gonna be going to the main part, like really brings it to life, which would be that large blob of code that you see on there. It's basically called it's this large blob that you see is called the conditional, which is an event or more events that occur when certain conditions happen. So in this conditional, we're looking for whether or not your message includes certain phrases. So as you can see, if message dot includes hello, includes hi, or includes hey. And then down here, you'll see the response equals hi. Basically, what that does is that if you put in hello, hi, or hey into the chat, then it'll respond with hi. Or like if you ask how are you, the response is gonna be I'm pretty good. You tell me. Oh, actually, it chooses a random response out of a group of responses. One being I'm pretty good. You tell me. I've been thinking blah blah blah. So now, say if you didn't put the exact same thing as you put in the code, that's what you do. That's why we use message.includes, because not everybody writes the same way. So we put generalized phrases inside there, so then it didn't cause any errors. So now we are going to test it by typing in hello into the chat, and it responds with hi. You can ask how are you, or and then it will send something back right here, there. So now we when we were coding this, we thought about whether or not if we use capital letters like Brandon just put in. Well, what we basically do is that in the code we turn the message lowercase so then we could compare it in the conditional to lowercase to lowercase, so then it wouldn't cause any error. So it'll still send it in capital, but the code will see it as undercase, so we can compare it. So yeah, um, yeah. So now, if you don't put um, one of the recorded responses, then that's where the else part of a conditional comes. An else part will, like the else part of a conditional only happens when none of the conditions that you listed occurs. So right here at the very bottom of the blob of code, you'll see response equals random, wait what, yeah, or basically it's choosing a random response every time you don't say one of the responses that are there, and it'll choose randomly out of a group.
Cool,
So
cool, Joandi. Thanks so much, man. This is really good. You did an amazing job breaking this down. I just have one question for you. If you could add anything to it, so you had more time to work on this widget, what would you add?
I would add more responses because, like I said, Siri and Google Assistant all have hundreds of thousands of responses, which is what makes it so smart. So if we added more responses, it would become more smart. Yeah, and maybe more the design a little bit because there's always something to improve.